We got a late night special. The Shaman Legendary Quest was just revealed.
Hey, buddy, watch this.
So yeah, only one card in this review, which I don't love doing, but I was going to get it out. It's the only card we're going to see today, so figured I might as well try to save up more in the future. But for now, let's go ahead and talk about Corrupt the Waters. It is a legendary quest, of course, coming in at 1 mana, and you have to play 6 Battle Cry cards to activate it, and your reward is the Heart of Vir'naal. And Vir'naal is the river that runs through Uldum, so she's corrupting the river delta there, essentially. And that's a hero power that comes in at 2 mana, and it reads, your battle cries trigger twice this turn. So all the battle cries you play after hitting that button are going to go off twice in a given turn. So 2 mana to double up on tons of stuff, and that makes it essentially a persistent Bronzebeard style effect that you get every turn that can't be removed. You just have to spend 2 mana on it, which to me, frankly, seems like it has a ton of potential for 2 reasons. First off, I think that's a fantastic reward with Heart of Vir'naal, but I think this quest is pretty easy to activate as well. When you go through any given deck in Hearthstone, you'll see just how many minions are battle cries. Like, so many things have battle cries. In particular, right now, we're in a lackey world where all these lackeys have battle cries, and Shaman has really cheap ways to make lackeys. Things like Sludge Slurper, Evil Cable Rat exist. We already saw the new totem that generates lackeys, and although it's not a battle cry card, just getting extra lackeys added in makes Corrupt the Waters a very easy thing to achieve, particularly early in the game. You can just do things like play a couple quick Sludge Slurpers, the lackeys that follow them, maybe one Evil Cable Rat and that lackey, and boom, your quest is done. And then even if you go super heavy in your deck with lots of lackeys later on, top decking lackeys is no longer a problem because now you have Heart of Vir'naal, and you can instantly generate additional value. Think about like ethereal lackeys, right? You get 2 spells out of an ethereal lackey. A faceless lackey, you're going to get 2 2-drops. You can build a little bit of tempo. So I think this could be used in a variety of different decks. Maybe not super hyper aggressive decks because you can't sacrifice your turn 1 that easily in a quest deck, right? You want to make sure you're playing 1-drops in decks that are super active. If you're playing the quest on turn 1 instead in an aggro deck, you're just going to get left behind. So maybe outside of really hyper aggressive decks, anything that's a little bit more mid-rangey, moving towards control, could use a card like Corrupt the Waters. Now, to be fair, I don't know that this would be played over something like Hagatha the Witch, the hero card in a control deck, because you might value those like spell generations more than battle cry triggers, depending on how your deck is structured. If you got a lot more spells in your deck in a control deck, maybe this doesn't go as far as something like Hagatha the Witch, but Hagatha is eventually going to rotate out before Corrupt the Waters, and this will just be sitting there waiting as another big value generator in a control deck, because you can still use it to make lots of extra minions and lots of extra spells, so on and so forth. So when I look at this card, and I look at lists of Battlecry minions, I see so many ridiculous opportunities for it to do very cool things, and that to me means some kind of deck is going to figure out a way to use this successfully, and probably multiple versions of Shaman moving forward are going to figure out a way to use this card, and I think it's going to be a pretty powerful one too. I don't think 2 mana is a big price to pay for doubling some battle cries in Hearthstone. Some of them are worth way more than 2 mana when they get doubled, and pretty much all of them, even lackeys, like 2 mana is not much to spend for like an extra spell or drawing an extra card. So in the worst case scenarios, it looks good. In the best case scenarios, it looks absolutely bonkers. And I think although losing a turn 1 play and losing a draw from your deck are both downsides that are always going to plague quests, the fact that you get the reward instantly and don't have to spend mana on it helps counter that a little bit with these new Saviors of Uldum quests. So at the end of the day, this card just looks amazing to me. I think it's going to figure out a way to be played for sure. I think it's reliable. The impact is high. It feels like a just all-star card. And that said, we're going to give it some stars here in our very quick reviews. Corrupt the Waters is a 5-star card. Yeah, indeed, it got all the stars. Again, guys, sorry for the short review here. Just sometimes that's how it works when Hearthstone puts out only one thing. I don't want to make a habit of this. I try to avoid this as much as possible, but I thought you'd like to see Corrupt the Waters as soon as possible because it was a big legendary. If it had been like a random neutral minion or something. Of course, I wouldn't do this. But that said, still want to hear your thoughts on this card. Do you guys think I'm overrating it? What don't you like about it? What do you love? How OP is it going to be? Tell me what you think it's going to do with Shutterwalk. It clearly can't be played with Shutterwalk in the same turn outside of coin or discount shenanigans, but I do think it still empowers Shutterwalk, if you think about it, right? Every time you generate extra lackeys, those extra lackeys are extra battle cries. Swamp Queen Agatha gets extra battle cries in there. So it still makes Shutterwalk better, even if it doesn't directly influence Shutterwalk in a lot of ways. That said, look forward to hearing your thoughts and comments below. But until then, thanks much for watching, and until next time, game on.